Hey, this is great because I'm just threading this for the J's. I told you they like to puzzle yesterday, so I've got the old monkey nuts out and I'm threading them on this at the bottom. I told you they like to know a puzzle, but I'm going to show you how I thread the monkey nuts on so you can try it yourself if you want to. I wanted to use red string, but I couldn't find it, so I had to use this bit of old grey string, and I thought I'd make it more jazzy for them with this old stuff that I found before. But they must know because two just flew over the garden screaming, so I better do this quickly. I've got a little bit of old wire that I use like a needle, and I just folded it over the end of the string. Now, I should be able to get these through the old monkey nuts because, if I'm careful, so it's a puzzle for me as well as a puzzle for them. Everyone gets a puzzle today. I'm going to use this to stand my phone against. It's an old plant pot that goes in the pond. But something else came in before, but I'm going to use it again for something another time. So there's the old. You can use all this for threading beads and all sorts of things. If you've lost your old needles, like I'm always doing, you probably could do tapestry with it as well if you push. But I've not tried to do that, mostly because I don't have time. So these old monkey nuts that I got from Poundland. They have got some Sainsbury's as well. I saw in the Oriental food section. I don't know. Is that absolutely correct? But anyway, that's just a joke for my Canadian friends. Right, so let's see. Get it off the internet. Right, I'm squeezing a little hole through because this rope's big. I know they like these monkey nuts because I threaded some up before, hoping to get blue tits in, and the J would feed them all. So tug it. There we go. I might not do all of them for you because it would be a really boring video. You might have to get your own pair of best scissors to do this with, rather than stealing them out of your husband's sewing box. You know, in the olden days, all the children probably know this, most people know this, but it was the men who used to do the knitting. They used to knit their old fishermen's jumpers. All the fishermen had their own patterns, and that's how they knew who the dead sailors were, because they could tell by the knitting. So they knit their own graves and their own names into things. But also, I wanted to tell you that all the Keeley bag that I used yesterday, that I used for my potatoes, you wanted to know where I got it from because it's such a fine bag. Well, a friend of mine made it, a man, he's older than me. I met him on that film thing I was doing. And then everyone decided he was a paedophile because of this thing that had happened before, and I was the only one who ended up talking to him afterwards to try to find out exactly what had happened. But meanwhile, everyone else had decided and labelled him as a fucking nonce. He gave me a bag and fingered my children. That's a joke. But, well, I think it's a joke anyway. What's the story? Well, I don't know if I should tell it. It's his story to tell, to be honest. Basically, I don't know where is he living? Somewhere away. And these two young... It's a long story, I won't tell it properly. But basically, these two young girls who lived on his estate, who were believed to have false ID, had come in after money. And he got done by some Irish police force. The story he told me was fairly believable though. And his solicitor believed that they'd faked their birth certificates because it's something that happens quite a lot. Because where they come from, they don't have birth certificates because they sterilise everyone. So he didn't make it in prison, no. I don't think so anyway. He's come from a generation of people. He was brought up by women in a matriarchal society where everyone just pitched in and did everything. The women, because the men were away at work probably, work in the war, just cracked on and did everything, and everyone else had to pitch in, so he learned to do everything like that. It's quite a good old stick, actually. If we're doing gender politics, he does sewing, amongst other things. But all the old army men could stitch a button on, couldn't they? Christ. Do you know what? Anyway, you had to be able to do it. You didn't have women chasing around after you, did you? Not in the bloody trenches. I think he said he made them out of all sorts of old curtains and things. They're nice bags though, and that's the first time I've ever used it out, but I like to use it for potatoes. And I used it the other day because I felt like I went in that costume. Take me away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. How many of these are gonna put up? Just one, I think. Fishy peanuts anyway, don't they? I'd have a fisherman. Mixed bait fishing. You have to use mixed bait, otherwise they get bored and know you're trying to trap them. They recognise the bait as bait, basically. Oh, that one's come off. So you have to use a varied bait. That's not gone on. Let's try another one. Oh God, I hate that. I ruined it myself. That's why the Jays love it. They like to be sport as much as anyone. How am I going to get that food? I'm determined to do it. They don't want a mouldy one. Use it for something else. Give it to one of them old crows. Seagulls, they'll eat the whole thing, shell and all, probably. Stick it up there will look like another dead chick. Like a, what? An hour-old mouse? Probably would do. What they call pinkies, that's what. Used to have a snake. I told you this, oh my God, a corn snake. I wouldn't mind another one actually if I got organised enough at some point. I had 2 disasters with corn snakes then. One was called Ekans. I gave it to someone to look after when I had to go. Who already had snakes, but it got squashed. It escaped and then got squashed in her window when she shut it. So too. That was a bit exciting. It was my son's snake. He was pretty. It was a lavender corn snake, and he liked it because it was a really good feeder, i.e. a little bit aggressive. But that was called Ekans, which is from Pokemon. It's snake backwards. Ekans. R.I.P. It was a girl. He was poke mad, was Niall. He had all the poke books and poke ID, Evolve, and now he's 25 and still probably plays fucking Pigo. Fucking dolly boy, seriously. Peas though, mate, peas. He probably spends all his fucking builder money on Pokemon Go. Oh, fucking loser. Jesus Christ. I'm joking. I think it's funny. I think it's a fine pastime. To be Pokemon autistic. Poke though. We had oh my god. I'll tell you this story as well. Cockatiels when he was a child. I got basically because what they looked like Pokemon, didn't they? Pikachu. So we had first of all got this one called Pikachu. And she started laying eggs. So I got a second one. And so they could have a clutch. And it bit me and then flew out the window. But they she kept laying eggs. Did they have chicks? I think they did. Christ, I don't know what happened to them. Oh, we all flew out the window. I don't know. Something. That one's broken too. But she kept laying eggs and I used to fry them when I was drunk. Because they weren't fertilised. And they were so tiny and eat them. I love those cockatoos though. The small ones, not the great big ones. A green parrot, an African, she died. Probably because we didn't look after it properly, but it wasn't mine, it was my ex-partner's. It had come from his mum. No, a green one, not a grey. Was it green or grey? I've forgotten. A load of blackbirds turning up. Fighting over them old shoes probably. I'll probably will have 420 blackbirds, all them shoes. There's 4 shoes there. I could have a whole flock of blackbirds. Do they don't look to be that, what's the word? Territorial. Maybe if there's enough food they'll get on better. And I could have 4 pairs of blackbirds next thing. What do you mean they'll never fit them old shoes? What I do if I undo the zips a bit. I already did it on one of them. I didn't do it on both of them. I don't want to get greedy. The Ven's already annoyed that they've got the shoes over their side. I had to put some old jewellery up instead. It wants the shoes though. That's the thing with that one. What does she want? Oh, real ones, probably. People thought dogs are demanding. Try having a whole load of birds. Dolly resignated to the fact she had to get her own breakfast this morning and took the chicken off the side. And then back to bed. She knew it's going to be a long day when she saw me get the peanuts out. Do you know what, Mark? Was it you? There's a budgie. I saw a budgie piece of paper yesterday on the sun, on the grass. You want me to get a load of budgies, don't you, and breed them and set them free and turn this into an aviary. I could do that, couldn't I? I suppose. And some lovebirds. Slow down. Budgies I might get. I had one before. There should have been a pair though. I did have a blue one. And then I went away for a night. And I came back and it was dead. And a load of water. So I thought there'd been a party. I was living in a shared house. And they drowned it. My blue budgie. He was a nice one. That's before I moved to Norwich. So, probably about like, no, my daughter's alive. So, only just there. That long ago, anyway. 30 years maybe. Keep going, they say. How much more? Not too many. You know why? The jays will think it's a trap. They want it to be nurtured daily, not just like a load chunked out in one go. I'm going to hang it, I think, off the end of that old barbecue one, hanging on the garage, because it's a little bit bouncy, and that'll be funny as well. Can trick each other that way. Maybe the whole thing will fall down on them. And I'll get the last laugh. I think that's enough. I mean, one more. No. Not one more at all. No more. Right. Watch me do it. And then let's see what happens next. Where is it anyway? Which end is it? I was then thinking about coming back, screwing the shoes. It learnt it wasn't going to get its own way. Shall I leave the wire on it? No, I'll tell you why. It'll poke itself in the eye. What do you mean that'll be funny? I don't think it will be. Oh, the wren's gone in its box. It was brought back by that old earring. It's trying to let me know it won't be bought like that. It's gone in anyway. I saw it. I like to put it here so it's a bit closer. That's too wobbly at the moment. I don't clean my pants now. It probably would like some bees on it, but I'll think about that later on. Let's start with my coffee. When I get these pyjamas, these form Sainsbury's too. The green ones I got last year. It was my little elf costume. It had this matching, well, I've got a matching green top like this blue one I got last time. When I was being an elf at Christmas. The only problem I found with them is I sweat in bed in them. So I didn't wear them in the winter when I was wrapped up in 1,000 blankets. Although this time I got those blue wool blankets, so I didn't sweat the same. So that solved that problem. And when I got the blue one, I decided to get mismatching bottoms. I felt like it. I think they had matching bottoms. They're like nightshirt ones. They've got long sleeves, so you've seen the top, haven't you? But I found the green bottoms the other day and I felt like wearing them with this blue top. I don't know where the green thing's gone. I might have burnt it. I was doing one of my things. I hope not though, because I'll wear it again now. Being an elf. And I wore my little hat in bed. Because I didn't have the heating on, you know. And how much heat do you lose out of your head? We used to walk in the Lake Districts a lot, so we were, oh God, do you know what? Forced into hat law, basically. Wear a hat, I'll keep your head warm. Alright then, I don't want to wear it, it makes my head itch. But this one, it's less itchy. Put a sock underneath it. For Christ's sake. Alright then. Anything to keep you quiet. It's raining, I don't want to go out. We're only going for a short walk. Cat bells though. I told you before you have to do cat bells first. Because it's a horseshoe walk, so it's lucky it welcomes you to Fairyland. Hello. That might be the one who went in my house yesterday. Well, it didn't actually go in, but it was hopping down there. There's a mealworms down there. I've got a feeder. I put this feeder yesterday. Well, actually no, the feeder was there already. A feeder. Another pan. On this cat palace that I'm going to change outside the window. And I'll put it on another pan so I can see it as time goes on. And another bird bath over there. Water and like a thing so it can bath in, so I can see it from out the window. And there might come a time when I can stand and look through the window and watch it feeding. And be just like my grandma Franny, Frances, who had a bird table just outside her window too. With all these plants, it might not even know this is an inside place. Right, now, let's get those old mealworms for this other thing, because I've noticed they've taken them off that tiny little plate that I put up for the wren yesterday. That's the old fridge that isn't switched on. Another old saucepan with some old bird food in. Let's just take these few little mealworms. There's not many, not too many. Loads, isn't there? I'm going to scatter some down here again, because this is where I saw the blackbird coming. Maybe just scatter them into my, leading into the house. What do you mean that's a bad trick to do? I'm a bad sort of person. And there's no getting around it. You'll never change me. So this is where I put them other little mealworms the other day, and they seem to have all gone. I'm going to pop some in this little nest thing I made yesterday, so you can scoot around looking. And there's the one gone out of this old shoe. I think it might have done as well. It might have peeped that one out. What's in there, says old Nutkins? Well, I'll tell you in a minute. It bloody has as well. Look, it's gone. Let's pop another one in. it's me. I'm looking over your fence. Don't worry. It's okay. I'm not coming in. I'm just feeding my bird. Hello. I'll be gone in a minute. Don't worry. I've forgotten your name. I want to call you Douglas. Hello. It's fine. He's just telling me I shouldn't be looking over your fence. What's his name? I still don't know. He's not had his coffee yet. So there we are. I've put the mealworms back in the shoe. And that bird's gone again. Now I'm going to settle down. Some more mealworms in there. And a fork. I'll leave the fork there in case I need to use it for the worms. And then there's that old teapot lid. It also looks like they've eaten the mealworms out of that as well. Bloody hell. Jesus Christ, they've been... Maybe there's a big old mouse came in the night. I'll put some more in there. Maybe I'll put a peanut in there. Just one. It's a trap. I don't know if anyone's been. There we go. Now I'm going to sit down and just wait.